Welcome to Prepper Now.
Please, Lord, help me get one more.
All right, folks, welcome back to Prepper Now. Little morning ride. I want to talk today about just how expensive things are getting and how expensive they've gotten, and how a lot of people are going to start to be really priced out of all kinds of different things, and just a general unaffordability of everything. Now, of course, if you've been hiding under a rock, everything is, I'm sure, just fine for you. But for those of us that are raising a family and, trying to go and just live day to day, it's been really tough. There's a lot of things going on out there. I talk about the conflict and everything, and I think some people in the back of their mind, they're worried about, conflict happening over here. Maybe it's getting attacked, whatever that may look like. That's a concern, but it's not my major concern. My major concern is what goes on with finances and everything else. We've taken on some projects and things in the last year, and I think that's because in the next few years, it's just like it's now or never. You either get this stuff done. Like we really needed an addition on our house for an extra bedroom and office, which is basically one and the same. You're not talking, we didn't add, when I say addition, I'm talking like a couple hundred square feet. We're not talking another wing of the house. And the reason why is because it was really all we could afford. So it's expensive, and we're going to be paying for it. And the way we did it was we did a 5-year loan and not a HELOC or anything like that, because everything was just better. More pain up front, less pay in the long run. A lot of things like that are kind of happening around us. Vehicles and all that. My vehicle is 15 years old. I've owned it for a while now. It's still got low miles, all things considered. Gets great gas mileage, and I'd be stupid to get rid of it. I'd rather drive something else some days, I know. But intelligence tells me that everything is going to get more expensive, and the wise move is to just ride this sucker into the ground, which I'm going to basically do. Or at least give it to my daughter here in a few years when it's got a little bit of life left in it, and me get something better or newer. And by newer, I mean, probably 70, 80,000 miles on it, that kind of thing. Hopefully by then the global recession will be almost wrapping up, or depression, depending. There's people that think that's going on. I'm not going to call either one, but I can tell you right now, a recession is basically in the cards. And the way I know that is because of all the little indicators. Some of the indicators are oil, like how expensive that is. Unless major conflict breaks out in the Middle East, which of course could happen at any moment. It's another wonderful thing. Oil is kind of bouncing around and actually been going down. Jobs, of course, people are getting laid off left and right. Go out there and look at any major corporation. They're all hemorrhaging jobs because that's how they save money. Businesses are going out of business, places like Big Lots, others, because they can't keep the doors open because the foot traffic isn't there. The retail is, cinching up. They have all these indexes that go out and, put out numbers, how's the sickness or how's the health of the economy doing. All of them have been pretty negative. I mean, honestly, folks, if you know what they're doing, they're basically trying to keep as much of they need this thing to hold on till the 6th of November. And then at that point, the whole thing can just explode a poo into the bed, and there you go. So, all the numbers coming out are really negative. All the indicators coming out are really negative. And basically, we're at a point where everything has become too expensive. Let me give you some examples there. Girl Scouts, their prices are going to be raised by 240%. Not 2.4%, not 24%. They have to raise them 240%. So basically, triple and then some. So think about that. That's happening to families all over the place. And you can put in whatever it is that you've noticed that's happening to you guys. What's happening to us is we do a lot of sports. And we're getting up into travel season. So my daughters play AAU, and it was 1, and now it's 2. Because the second one's coming up, and she's really good too. And she wants to do it. For us this year, to do the club ball and the travel and the national, and this doesn't include, gas, this doesn't include hotels, staying over the weekend, and, the food and all that, which it's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. But it's going to be, just to get the toe into the door, about $5,000. I mean, that's just, we basically called the grandparents and said, hey, good news, we know what they're getting for Christmas. You guys are helping out with this big astronomical bill. And that's the other thing. That's the kind of stuff people are going to start to cut out because it's just so tough. And we're pretty well put together. I've got a good amount of side hustles and everything. We get help from grandma and grandpa on both sides when we need it. But still, as I was explaining to my daughter how much everything is, because she's like, oh, I want this for Christmas, I want that. I said, you're getting sports. That's what you're getting. She said, what? I said, let me put this into perspective for you, love. What you guys are paying to go, and just this year alone to do it, it costs about what this car is worth, what I'm driving in right now. All these things, it's becoming too much for people, I guess, is the main thing. And we're not even really fully there. That's the biggest concern. And the other issue is that, what happens when the next shoe drops? What happens when there is global conflict and the supply chains are not doing so hot? What happens when there's rationing and we can't get certain things, or things are kind of more for the war effort? They just put out another $5 billion to, I think, Israel, and $400 million to Ukraine yesterday. So people are struggling. It's not working for most family right now. And we're on the precipice of a recession, like a Big Daddy, which they have been doing all their might to hold off until the 6th of November. Why? Because permanent class of Washington's got to get their people secured into place so they can keep this train rolling down the tracks to oblivion. Everybody's side hustling. I remember I did a video a little while ago, and I asked, I said, who's side hustling? Man, comment after comment after comment. What are you side hustling? Are you side hustling? Put it in there. I play music, I coach, and I do YouTube. I have 3 side hustles, and it's still not exactly making us comfortable. We're doing all right. but it's not easy. It's not easy. So, and I know it's tougher, especially like if you're a little bit older, you know, and you're ready to tap out and enjoy the sunset years of your life, and it's so darn expensive you can't even do that. Or if you're new to life, if you're just getting started, you got your first job just out of college or trade school or whatever, and you're paying back debt, and you don't have money for a down payment on a house. You can't even afford a house. Can't even afford a nice car. It's all coming to a head. And I think as soon as this election's over, I mean, it's the whole thing's going to come crashing down. Now, whether it's kind of like 2008 or if it's like 1929, 1933, I don't know. But I'm prepping accordingly. It's nice to go and get that rice I bought 4 years ago and make a meal with it last night, along with other stuff, because we have the preps. So keep prepping, folks. You know, conflict is important to watch, and it's all scary over there and everything, but here we're in a place precariously, financially, and it's just going to get worse. And by the way, the BRICS started today. Imagine all this, and then the world decides to drop the dollar. I think things wouldn't be too hot at that point. All right, friends. Thanks for being here. God bless. Hit all the buttons and stuff. Subscribe if you're new. And check out the links in the description. We'll see you on the next one.